E-Butter go crazy. Okay, turn me up. They don't want no smoke, I'm in my bag. Bitch, I'm rolling up. They say that shit hot. Hot, bitch, I'm burning up. Yeah, let's talk some business. Ain't no money, I ain't showing up. Don't know how to act, a bunch of country niggas pulling up. Okay, turn me up. Now they say they want that country shit. Okay, now turn me up. Now they see I be that energy, I make them turn me up. Yeah, I know they tryna finish me, but it just turn me up. Turn me up, Jay. Fresh to death on camouflage. Gotta keep a foot up on their necks cause they might sabotage. I ain't come for peace, I brought the mask, bout to terrorize. Step. If you ain't hating, nigga, keep that bullshit to yourself. Get my bop on you niggas. Don't never question if I'm a real nigga, I get a lot for you niggas. Bitch, they thought I was finished, but I got a lot for you niggas. Lil John on them niggas. I'm the Brown on them niggas. I'm the hottest in the business. Okay, put me in the mix. I can tell you used to lame niggas that ain't this. Think you coming up a bag, you ain't getting shit. You say wanna fuck, but now she see a nigga lit. Country for life in this bitch. Okay, turn me up. They don't want no smoke, I'm in my bag. Bitch, I'm rolling up. They say that shit hot. Hot, bitch, I'm burning up. Yeah, let's talk some business. Ain't no money, I ain't showing up. Don't know how to act, a bunch of country niggas.
What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be add these guys before your league makes for your championship. Yes, guys, if you made it to the championships, congratulations. Now, listen, before I get started, I want to talk to the people who necessarily didn't make it to the championship. If you made it to the playoffs, you had a successful season. Don't let this fantasy football thing warp your mind where you think you're not good because you didn't make it to the championship. Now, I'm not going to be disingenuous. It doesn't feel great to make it. Out of 16 leagues, I made it to 5 championships. I am happy, but I'm not going to be disingenuous. Last year, I think out of 12 leagues, I made it to 4 championships, and I lost in all 4 championships. I still had a successful season. And there's been years that I was in like 7 leagues and made it to 1 championship. And I still had a successful season because I made the right starts and sits. I went down with my studs and I drafted early. To me, when I feel like I do bad is when I draft guys early that are terrible players. So, guys, you can't help that Jamar Chase gets hurt. You can't help that Justin Jefferson goes down for half of the year. You can't get it ain't your fault that your quarterback doesn't perform 1 week when he's been a top 3 quarterback all season. Don't get down on that type of stuff. That's why I tell y'all, the thing is to trust your studs and go down with the ship, and whatever happens, it happens. That's in real football. You think Jalen Hurts is a sorry quarterback? No, he lost in the Super Bowl. That don't mean he suck. Do you think Josh Allen, the guy that you think Josh Allen sucks just because he didn't make it to the Super Bowl last year? No. So, guys, I just want you to know, make the right decisions and go down with it and be happy. And whatever happens after that, it is what it is. Keep moving forward. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate everybody supporting the channel. Guys, if y'all want me to do a video, I can show you some of the teams that I have. Everybody that I tell y'all to start and sits, I have them on my team and I start them. So I don't never want y'all to think I'm being disingenuous. Sometimes I give y'all a professional answer because you know me, I'm cutting edge. I'm going to play a certain guy. Like I played Lamar. I told a lot of people, and I'm not going to take a victory lap, but I just want to let you know, I picked Lamar as my boom quarterback against San Francisco. I said I didn't care about San Francisco, but a lot of you play matchups. I don't care nothing. If you got a stud quarterback, you play him. It's nothing you can do. Either he gonna play bad or he gonna play good. But you don't go to no waiver wire and try to get cute. Sometimes you can get cute and it works out. Sometimes if you just be yourself and play your stud, it works out that way too. And I think that's a higher percentage of hitting. That's what makes my channel cutting edge. So with no further ado, let's begin. I'm gonna give a couple people a shout out. Some of the members in here. Brian, I see you, bro. He said he's made it to the championship in 1 league. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about, Brian. Great job. He says, how about them Raiders? That defense is there. That defense is like that now. Yep, Lamar to the roof. Yes, sir. And listen, if Lamar wouldn't have did what he did, I still would have thought Lamar was a great player. It doesn't mean the outcome now. He prevailed, but still, it still was a great start. I wasn't going to sit him against no 49ers because I told you Lamar played better with tougher matchups. When they play weak teams, they don't even use him in the fourth quarter. Okay. So, guys, let's get started on these players. Okay, the first guy, and listen, guys, this is championship week. I'm not talking about a lot of chopped liver. Chopped liver is gone. I'm talking about shrimp, salmon, ribeye, Kobe beef. You got to be upper echelon off the waivers. I'm not going through no deep waivers because it's no time to get cute. It's straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie. There's none of that. What about this guy? I'm not playing. I'm not getting cute. There's a couple wide receivers that I like that you might be able to get cute with in a 3 wide receiver starting league. So let's go into a couple quarterbacks. And these are the only quarterbacks that I'm willing to stream. Outside of this, I'm not streaming nobody else. So you're gonna have to hit me with a comment in the comment section if you want to stream somebody else, and I'll let you know. There's 2 quarterbacks. The first quarterback is Nick Mullins. Now listen, Jordan Addison is probably going to be out, and TJ Hawkinson has a possibility of being out. But because he has Justin Jefferson and Ty Chandler, and also Josh Oliver, which I think is a decent tight end, a good backup tight end. Also, Brandon Powell, I think you can stream Nick Mullins and he's safe if you have to go and pivot off a quarterback for whatever reason. Like if you hit Tommy DeVito or whatever. Nick Mullins is a good quarterback. I streamed Nick Mullins this week over another quarterback that I'm going to talk about next, and it worked out. Even though he had 2 or 3 picks, this is fantasy. It was volume play. So Justin Jefferson makes Nick Mullins safe. So that's a streaming quarterback. last quarterback that I'm going to talk about that you could pick up off waivers if you need to is Gardner Minshew. Now, he might not be there, but he could be there. Michael Pittman, that's the only way that I'm going to play Gardner Minshew if Michael Pittman is there. I do like that Jonathan Taylor has came back, but I'm not willing to play Gardner Minshew without Michael Pittman. I said what I said. I'm not playing no Gardner Minshew without Michael Pittman. I see you, D-Lion. What's popping, bro? We out. Hey, bro, you did. Hey, you can't worry about that. Sometimes players just don't boom for you, man. There's nothing you can do. I lost out on a big money league. I played my studs. They was good, but I made it to 5 championships. No brag. Just it worked out. I played my studs and it worked out. It wasn't no science to it. So, bro, you good? You good? All right. Let's move on to running backs. Now, I got a couple running backs. It's not a lot. Again, I'm not going to talk about any chopped liver. There's guys that was chopped liver maybe 2 weeks ago, but they're not chopped liver this week. That's how fantasy goes. You got to keep it moving. The first guy is Devin Singletary. Now, listen, Devin Singletary didn't have a great game as we thought, but I got to mention him because last time he played the Tennessee Titans, he boomed. So I got to talk about Devin Singletary. The Tennessee defense ain't quite the same. They ain't terrible, but they ain't like a big-time run stopper, especially with C.J. Stroud coming back. I think C.J. Stroud will open it up for guys like Nico and Devin Singletary because the defense is going to play different. They're going to get more running lanes. So I like Devin Singletary with C.J. Stroud coming back against the Tennessee Titans, who he killed a couple weeks ago. Going on to my next running back. Now, this is a guy that was chopped liver a couple days ago. But with Brian Robinson being out possibly, I think Chris Rodriguez is getting all the goal line touches, which is the honey touches. And since he's getting the honey touches, I'm willing to play him, yes, against San Francisco. Because San Francisco is not going to shut this team out where they don't score any points. They at least can score 14 points. So I believe with Sam Howell sitting and Jacoby Brissett becoming the starter for the Washington Commanders, I believe that Chris Rodriguez can get some goal line opportunities. Now, listen, if Brian Robinson plays, get off of him. But I want to tell you now this week, that way you can stash them and you don't have to pick them up or race to the green bean. And so whoever get them first, they get them. So stash Chris Rodriguez in case Brian Robinson don't play, and he's a great flex play because he's going to be getting goal line opportunities. Jacoby Brissett is a veteran. He can play. He's going to push the ball downfield. You know what I'm saying? San Francisco is not just going to shut them out. They may whoop them. They may beat them 28-14 or 32-14, but they're not going to beat them 31-0, right? So you got to be able to play a guy who's going to get a honey touch. And Chris Rodriguez is the honey touch guy, not Antonio Gibson. And I'm going to talk about Antonio Gibson after this week. I'm going to break down some of the players that I was on that hit and some of the players that I was on that missed. Moving on. Next guy's Justice Hill. Yes, guys, Justice Hill. He's taking over the Keaton Mitchell role, and he's going to have a couple of explosion plays. He will get a couple goal line carries here and there too. Gus Ellis really is the honey touch guy, but it's kind of like an old school Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Remember when Jahmyr Gibbs first started coming along and they was giving him about 12, maybe 14, 15 carries a game? This is what Jahmyr, this is like him. This is Justice Hill right now. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs is in change. He is the bell cow now of the Detroit Lions, but that's for a different video. So I'm willing to play Justice Hill as a PPR satellite back. Versus Miami. Now, my running back of the week and probably my start of the week is probably going to be CEH. Now, I'm not telling you he's a top number one running back or anything or no RB2, but as a flex play, I would love to play CEH because they need to establish the run and get guys out in space. Jerick McKinnon is out. They got to have somebody to fill that role. CEH has some really, really great strong runs. When this offense looked decent, CEH was getting some 10 to 15-yard runs and receptions. So I like CEH against the Cincinnati defense who's been giving up the cakes, right? They've been giving up the goodies. So I like CEH versus Cincinnati. Let's move on to the wide receivers. Then I have a couple wide receivers. I got about 6-7 wide receivers that you can play, but they all depending on your league format, what you need or what you want for your team, or sometimes you just got to block because you might be playing a 6 seed out there that's trying to pick up new players and you got to block. Okay, the first one is Jerry Jeudy. I don't know if Courtland Sutton going to play next week. He could. Guys have been playing off of concussions the next week. He could play, but I like Jerry Jeudy without Courtland Sutton. So Jerry Jeudy's playing against the Chargers. The Chargers defense, they not that good. They had a good out and they played hard, but they still not that good. The corners are weak. They got some good a linebacker and a good safety with Darren James, but that's about it. The rest of the guys are kind of chopped liver. Asante Samuel is I think he's a better slot corner than he is outside corner. He's a good player, then don't get it twisted. But I'm willing to play Jerry Jeudy. I like the way Jerry Jeudy looked and how Russell Wilson started cooking at the end of the game, trying to get Jerry Jeudy the ball. I believe they will continue that, and Jerry Jeudy should get 8 targets a game at least. If you just look at his algorithm from the last 6 or 7 weeks when he do get some volume, right? Going on to New England wide receiver is Pop Douglas. That's Pop Douglas. Yes, guys, Demario Douglas. And the reason why I like Demario Douglas, he's going against Buffalo, and he's the only wide receiver who can really get separation. Now, they got other wide receivers who can play, that can make plays, but Demario is the guy who can get separation. If he wouldn't have dropped that one pass, he could have had a 70, 60-yard pass. It could have been a touchdown. He was wide open through the middle of the field, nobody on him, and he dropped the pass. So I like Demario Douglas. He can get open. In a PPR league, I'm willing to play Pop Douglas. They're playing against Buffalo. Buffalo defense is good, but I'm not saying they're going to shut New England down to 7 points. New England can put up 14 points. Bailey Zappi has been playing decent enough as a top 40 quarterback in the league. Top 40. Moving on. This is a guy that I like for boom. Now, I'm not telling you to play him, but if you needed a flex play and you got a strong team, you need to get a boomy guy out there, Quentin Johnson. His volume is picking up. And again, for Dynasty, he's a guy that I would buy low on right now. I would buy low on Quentin Johnson. He's going to form into something. Is he going to be Jamar Chase? No. Is he going to be an upper echelon phenom? I don't think so. I don't believe so. Can he be 800-900 yard, 8 touchdown guy on a team? Number 2, number 3 type of wide receiver for Justin Herbert? Yes. They probably would get another wide receiver, and that Quentin Johnson just kind of be like a boom bust guy. Kind of like a Gabe Davis for this team. And you know what Gabe Davis is. So that's what you buying if you get Quentin Johnson. I think he actually might be even a better, more consistent Gabe Davis. So pick up Quentin Johnson in Dynasty. But for redraft, he's a boom bust guy. It's just like playing Gabe Davis. You know, if you play Gabe Davis, you can get a 0 or you can get 35. 0 or 35. That's what that boy is. And that's what Quentin Johnson is. And it's going against Denver. Denver's secondary is good. They solid. They are a top 12 secondary defense, but I believe they can be had at times, just like any NFL team can be had. All right, moving on to another New England wide receiver, and it's Devontae Parker. I like Devontae Parker. I think they're going to be throwing some jump balls to him when he get one-on-one coverage, and he always has been a great jump ball wide receiver. So he's a touchdown upside play. I'm probably going to pick up Devontae Parker and maybe play him if Jalen Waddle don't play. I'm probably going to replace Devontae Parker with that because I believe Devontae Parker can have a touchdown or fade on the goal line. He can have six catches for 65 yards, which give me 12 points to keep me in the game. Some of my guys like Tyreek Hill or Saquon or Lamar can take over the game and win it for me. So I like Devontae Parker against Buffalo. Moving on, here's a boom guy. This guy's a little bit more trustworthy than Quentin Johnson. It's Jameson Williams. He has arrived where he's getting a steady tick of targets. He's getting a steady tick of targets now. Now, he wasn't earlier. Now he's getting 5 or 6. And they need him against the Dallas Cowboys because they're going to squat on Amon-Ra St. Brown and try to take Jahmyr Gibbs away. And they coming out to golf. They're going to be able to get to golf a couple times. Now, do they get to golf enough to win the game? Who knows? I would bet on the Cowboys, but they coming out to golf. Golf can't move. So when you can't move, Michael Parsons is deadly. So they're going to try to squat on Amon-Ra, take away the short route with Amon-Ra, and force him to Jared Goff to throw the ball downfield. So that leaves guys like Josh Reynolds and Jameson Williams deep. So I think Jameson Williams can get behind Bland or Stephon Gilmore. I believe he can get behind him once or twice. So I think that's a sneaky play. That's a guy that I would put in the flex also. So I got to decide between Devontae Parker and Jameson Williams if Jalen Waddle don't play on one of my championship teams. All right, moving on. Another guy who's a slot guy, kind of like a Pop Douglas for the Minnesota Vikings. The reason why I like Nick Mullins. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. The reason why I like Nick Mullins is Brandon Powell. Now, Brandon Powell is a slot wide receiver who gets open quick. Now, with Jordan Addison being out, they're going to need it because they're going to try to take away Justin Jefferson, which you can't take that boy away. That boy better than Jamar Chase. Then Jamar Chase is a better, like, boom, like, get deep. But Justin Jefferson, you throw that ball up, he coming down with it. He's special, man. He reminds me of like Jerry Rice. He has that it factor like that. I think he's going to play 20 years and have a 1,500 yards every season. He's that special. But Brandon Powell's going to be the guy that they're going to get the ball out quick a couple times too. So I like Brandon Powell as a slot type wide receiver. You don't have to play him. But if you needed to stream a wide receiver, this guy is okay. I think he will get 6 or 7 targets this game if Jordan Addison don't play, which it looks like he won't be playing. And last but not least is another boom guy. Now, this is, I said I won't have any kind of like top level guys. I'm not calling him top level, but he's a rookie, and you just can't count on him in a championship week. But I had to mention him because if Cortland Sutton doesn't play, this guy's going to get some targets. It's Marvin Mims. Now, listen, he fumbled and helped give that game away to the New England Patriots. But Marvin Mims can get behind it. You see them ball skills, how he jumped out there and snagged that ball. His ball skills is impeccable. I talked about him in the offseason in the summer, where this guy was one of the best deep ball players at 5'10", 5'11". So I like Marvin Mims. I'm not telling you to go play him, but I think stash or a boom play. It's not a lot of guys out here to talk about in your championship week. You got to roll with the team that you know. Like I always tell you, dance with the girl that you came to the party with. Because if you go to a party with a girl and you start looking for other women, and you try to bring another woman home, you might come home by yourself. So what I'm telling you is, if you got a good team and you made it to the championship, you play those guys. Don't go to the waiver wires and take out a guy who's been playing for you for 8-9 weeks and take him out for Marvin Mims, and Marvin Mims give you 3 points. So, but if you got an open spot for Jordan Addison or Jalen Waddle or whatever, if you want a boom guy, you're willing to do that because you have a strong team, then Marvin Mims is okay. Everybody ain't it for everybody. Some people can go and date retired strippers. Some people can date retired people that played in the P business. You know what I'm saying? People that when you go to the hub, some people, that's for some people, but some people it ain't for them. And that's okay. We don't judge anybody. So for some people, Marvin Mims is a good play and Jameson Williams is a good play, but they're not great plays for everybody. So let's move on to the tight end position. Let's move. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Let's see how many likes we got. We got 11 likes, guys. We got 20-some people in the chat, and they got 11 likes. Can we get the likes up, fellas? Can we get this is championship week now. Come on. I'm giving out the gas. I'm giving out the sauce. Give me some respect. Give me some love. I'm going to get to everybody's question. Always have. Very few, maybe 3 lives that I haven't got to everybody's question. All right. Let's go to the tight ends. The first one, if he's out there, this is one of these type of guys. If he's out there, you pick him up. And it's Kyle Pitts. If you lost TJ Hockenson and Kyle Pitts is out there, you got to spend the number 1 waiver priority on him. If the only position you need to replace is tight end, I'm going to get Kyle Pitts and I'm playing him. I forgot let me see who they was playing. Somebody can let me know. I thought I had it wrote down who they was playing. I'll tell you right here. Let's see. I can't find it. The Falcons. Who are the Falcons playing? I know it's right here in my face, and how can I not see it? Okay, here we go. They're playing the Bears. Now, the Bears can be had against the tight ends. So I like Kyle Pitts, guys. I'm picking up Kyle Pitts, and I'm playing him if you lost TJ Hockenson. With Taylor Heinicke, he's pushing the ball downfield. 2 guys like Drake London and Kyle Pitts. So moving on to another tight end that I really like, guys, I'm really high on, is Chigo Okonkwo. Now, they're getting the ball out quick and fast. They're not waiting and taking a lot of sacks because the offensive line is not that good in the pass game. So they're getting the ball out to manufacture targets to Chigo. I like Chigo. You can play him. These are my kind of my rankings too. I will rank these guys this way. So I'm going with Kyle Pitts first. Then I'm going with Chigo from the Tennessee Titans. And then next is Darren Waller. If Darren Waller catch 2 of those balls, he's the top 5 tight end. He dropped a couple balls that was a little bit behind him, but he was rusty. He's rusty. So I'm willing to play Darren Waller this week, guys, with especially with Tyrod Taylor. The last time Tyrod Taylor played in the game, Darren Waller was the number 1 tight end that week. So Darren Waller is a sneaky play. I'm willing to go pick him up and spend the fab on him if I lost TJ Hawkinson and he doesn't play this week. Or Kyle Pitts. Any of these guys, all these guys are good. This other guy, he's not as high on my list as these guys, but I got to mention him, is Juwan Johnson. Taysom Hill is done. Taysom Hill about cost me a championship run. I played him in a tight end spot, and he gave me 0.4 points. 0.4. But I still won. So right now, Juwan Johnson is being used like they was going to use him in the beginning of the season. So I'm willing to play Juwan Johnson. If I needed that was the only tight end that was on waivers, and I didn't have any other tight ends. So let's move on to the DST. I got a couple of DSTs for you. And these guys might not be on your waivers, but I just want to give you my rankings for my DST this week. The first one, and I have to admit it, man, is the Las Vegas Raiders. And the reason why I'm bringing them up, I'm pretty sure they should be on your waivers. They should be, maybe not, but they're going against Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis is not chopped liver, but the way the Las Vegas Raiders is playing, any offense would probably struggle. I mean, Baltimore Ravens, even damn San Francisco 49ers would struggle. Max Crosby's playing out of his mind like he always have been, an all-pro defensive end. You got those young corners out there balling. You got Antonio Pierce out there, got his assistant coaches playing, coaching out of their mind. And Indy only got Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor. The rest of the guys aren't really doing a lot. So I'm willing to play the Las Vegas Raiders if I have to. Next is the Kansas City Chiefs. Now you might say, well, I don't, but you look, Aiden O'Connell didn't do anything. So it was just the offense that couldn't do anything that made them have short fields. The Las Vegas Raiders had short fields and they had a couple big plays. Outside of that, Kansas City was locking them down. They need to win. They're going to play hard this week. So I like Kansas City playing against the Cincinnati Bengals, where the only thing they got is T. Higgins a bust. Now, if Jamar Chase plays, I might pivot off over it a little bit, because Jamar Chase does give a defensive team, a different phase that you have to account for. All right, next is Seattle. Seattle defense has been playing out of their mind, too. They're going against Pittsburgh Steelers, Mason Rudolph. I don't think Pickens is going to be getting off like that against Woolley. Woolley is a good player. He's tall and lanky, just like Pickens. He actually is one of the best jump ball corners it is in the game, where you don't throw fades on him, a jump ball fade, because he can play. Now, Pickens is great at that, but Woolley is great at that too. So you're going to see two forces coming at each other. So I actually think that's a stalemate. So I like the Seattle Seahawks against the Pittsburgh. Next is the Rams versus the Giants. Rams are kind of tricky. They got a great offensive coordinator. And they got Tyrod Taylor coming out there. So the Rams could lose this game. I just want y'all to say that. But I got to give them respect. That DST has been a top 5 DST the last 5 weeks. So I got to mention them. But be careful when you're playing against a veteran like a Tyrod Taylor and a Brian Daboll, and you got Darren Waller, and you got Saquon out there healthy. You got to be careful. And last but not least, for DST guys, for us picking up our waivers, is Denver versus the Chargers. I'm picking it mostly any team that's going against the Chargers, and Denver defense is not bad. So I like Denver defense against the Chargers, guys. So let's get to the questions, guys. All right. Let's get to the questions. D-Lion says, what's popping? We out, bro. Like I said, you good. You good. Hey, it's all about the stars and sits. You can't control how many points they put up. D-Line says, Ramondre and Josh Jacobs killed me being out the last 2 weeks. Right. It's nothing you can do and control that. Brian says, Dalton Schultz or Waller. I lost TJ. I'm going with Waller. With Tyrod Taylor being there. I'm going with Waller with Tyrod Taylor being there over Dalton Schultz. It's close because CJ Stroud is going to have a uptick in targets for Dalton, but I like Waller in this matchup against the Rams. The Rams can be had at the tight end position, not at the running back position, but at the tight end position. Brian says, I picked up Waller as soon as TJ was ruled out. Great job. Okay. Zach says, I made it to the championship in 2 leagues. Yes, sir, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Zach says, start 2. Montgomery, Cowboys, Singletary, Titans, A-Chain, Ramondre Stevenson, Javonte Williams. I'm going A-Chain and Javonte Williams. I'm going A-Chain and Javonte Williams. I can't play Ramondre coming off no injury. I don't even know if he plays. I just can't play Ramondre coming off the injury. I got to see it first. I don't know what they're going to do. They might let Zeke get a rushing touchdown and Ramondre go out there and run a 30-yard run. I can't play that. So I'm not saying Ramondre is not a great play. I just don't want to play the darkness of I don't know what's going to happen, right? I'd rather go with I know what's going to happen. I know that Javonte is going to be getting the goal line carries against the Chargers. I know that A-Chain is going to be getting passes and also getting rushes against the Baltimore Ravens, who got a good defense, but you need a speed guy to help break them down. So I like A-Chain and Javonte. Now, Singletary is close. I do like Singletary, but I'm not going to be – I don't think he's ranked high enough for me to put him over A-Chain and Javonte. But I do like Singletary. The Montgomery is over for Montgomery. Now, he's going to get a rushing touchdown, but is that good enough for your fantasy? I don't think his upside is bigger than A-Chain or Javonte or maybe even Singletary. I just think he's going to be just enough to give Jahmyr Gibbs a break and maybe snipe a rushing touchdown for him that's like 5 yards out. I don't believe that David Montgomery is going to get 20 carries against the Cowboys. That's just my 2 cents on that. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Zach says start Bills defense or Raiders defense next week. I'm thinking Raiders defense. I'm thinking Raiders defense too, bro. I'm thinking of Raiders defense too. The Bills are playing the Patriots, but I think that's going to be a tough game. I think the Patriots are looking better and better. That's going to be a tough game. That's going to be a sneaky game. The Bills is probably like an easy play. We don't want to get cute, but the Las Vegas Raiders, you got to play. They so hot. They hot. And when the team is hot, they hot. So I'm not going to sit there and tell you to go to the Bills because that's a great matchup against the Patriots. But the Raiders are hot. So I'm going with the Raiders myself. Charlene said, hey, TD, get this. In my major league, the 5th and 6th seed goes to the championship while the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th seeds all lost. It be like that sometimes. There's nothing you can do. It's nothing you can do. It's no science. You didn't make no mistakes. Your players just didn't hit. A lot of people sometimes try to draft for great matchups at the end of the season. Who knew the Rams defense was going to be good? Who knew the Las Vegas Raiders defense was going to be good? So you don't know. All you can do is draft your studs, get to the dance, and let the chips fall. You had a great team, Charlene. You had a great season. Don't put everything on a one game in fantasy. Don't put one game on don't put your life on one game in fantasy. Go through the motion, not the motion, but go through the nuances of it. That's how you know if you're a winner or not. Did you make the right decisions? Did you pick up some great sleepers? Did you get to the playoffs? Did you get to the championship game? Those are the things that you take pride in because those are more of a body of work. A one game, anything can happen. Duke can beat an NBA team. If they play an NBA team 10, 12 times, they can beat them one time. They don't make that NBA team suck. It's just the law of averages. Big Will, appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. How you do, Big Will? Let me know how you did. Everybody to come in, let me know how you did. Let me know how your fantasy went. If it went bad, did you make some bad starts or some good starts? Let me know what happened. Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir. Big Will says, made it to the championship in my other league, but got blown out. Pause. in my main league. I'm upset and glad at the same time. It be like that. I made it to 5 leagues. I had 16 leagues. 8 of them was money leagues. So it be like that, bro. It be like that. But you said you made the championship in my other league, but got blown out. Pause in my main league. I'm upset and glad at the same time. It be like that. Get that 3rd place. You go ahead and conquer that 3rd place. Isaac, what's up, bro? He said that fantasy guys can't win every year. Top teams flop. Yep. That's fantasy, guys. Can't win every year. Top teams flop. They do. Yep. You preaching. Charlene says, what's going on in my league? What's going on in my league? What happened? What happened? Zach said, start Ty Chandler versus the Packers. Montgomery, Cowboys, the Zeke, and the Bills. I'm going with Ty Chandler against the Packers. The Packers can't stop a nosebleed. Start your studs against the Packers. Montgomery, I'm not starting Montgomery against the Cowboys. That's the Jahmyr Gibbs team. Jahmyr Gibbs is the main player. Now Montgomery could have 2 rushing touchdowns. That's the most you can hope for. He's like a Gus Edwards right now. You know how Gus Edwards ain't. He might make a big play here and there, but he ain't getting the value. That's what he is. So if you want to go with that, that's I respect that. And I'm also nervous about Zeke right now. So you're gonna have to check with me later on this week and let's see what's going on with Ramondre. If Ramondre practice all week, then I'm probably not touching neither one of those guys. So right now, I'm gonna say Ty Chandler with the Packers. Zach says, I'm sorry. CHB says, what's good, bro? Made it to 3 championships this year. I'm happy with that. Right. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Congratulations, bro. Yes, sir. Big Will says made the championship in my other league, but okay, yeah, we did that one already. Big Will says wouldn't have gotten this far without your advice and wisdom. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Samuel says, what up, bro? Made it to the ship round in 2 of my leagues. Thank you. Thanks to you. Thank you, bro. We did it together. We did it. We just chopped it. All we did was chop it up. It's called church. And when 2 people come together, it's called church. I'm not even talking about a religion. I'm just talking about when 2 people come together on one accord, it's called churching. So we churched together, bro, and we figured it out. Isaac says 6 beat the number 1 seed because he picked up Chris Rodriguez. I'm telling you, it happens. It happens. That's why you got to play block sometimes. That's why it's good to be always streaming. That's why I do 0 RB. That way, I'm not going to let nobody pick up a running back that's booming at that certain time because I'm going to be trying to pick them up too. So you're just going to have to outbid me. And if you win that way, that's fine. But sometimes if you got Saquon and CMC, which usually you can win that way, then the percentages say you're going to win that way. But sometimes a guy pick up a guy off the bench and he go for 40 points, 50 points, kind of like a Amari Cooper game, even though Amari Cooper is a stud. And then you be like, what the hell happened? It happens. So that's why I like 0 RB to keep people from picking up running backs later in the season and end up taking their team to a number 1 type team. Alibaba, what's up, bro? Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Isaac. CHB says, made it to the championship in my first dynasty league. Looking forward to the future. Yes, sir, bro. Congratulations. Even though you stole my nucleus. That boy, hey, that guy's he's in one of my dynasty leagues. Got a great team. This guy knows fantasy now. Don't get it twisted. But that boy, you know who he took first? Tyreek. And you know who he came around and took secondly? Who I could not take because I had to go. I was drafting my team differently. I had to get Lamar and stuff. That's how I wanted to build my team. That boy took Amon-Ra. Already he had a killer team, and then he waited late, which this is one of his guys, and I was on him too, but we was on him at the same time. Is Jordan Love, and he traded for Jordan Love, and I told the guy that traded Jordan Love, I said, man, you just gave him a championship. Jordan Love sucked, man. Jordan Love sucked. I said, okay, all right, Jordan Love sucked all you want to, and that dude got a killer team. And now he drafted CD Lamb too, and CD Lamb that's on him. I didn't draft no CD Lamb. That's all him. But you took Tyreek, bro. You should have left me Tyreek. Big Will says, so what's the plan for this offseason, sir? So this is what I'm going to be doing, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. So let me see here how many likes we got. We got 23 likes. Let's get the likes up. The plan for this season is follow me all off season. I'm going to be doing some like interviews that are for young guys, like guys that are in high school that's going to be coming up that I believe that could be good players in college and also the pros. I'm going to start getting on some of that Devy stuff a little bit where you track these guys early. That way, you know, when they hit, you're like, oh, I remember that guy. He was a number 2 wide receiver coming out of high school. But also, I'm going to be giving y'all weekly. I'm going to be giving you videos about guys that you should be picking up early, like wide receivers. So I still like Tyreek. I'm still going to probably be telling you to pick Tyreek early in the first round. Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra. We not drafting no running backs. The running backs that we do want, that we're willing to take in the second round, will be Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. And that's it. That's all I'm telling you for right now. But that's the type of stuff that I'm going to be on in the offseason. Giving you my top 5 running backs weekly, giving you some breakdowns on them, telling you about certain players that I believe that can be special. Like guys like Quentin Johnson, who nobody wants him right now, but he could be a league winner because he's going to get better over the offseason. So I'm going, that's the type of stuff. So follow me all off season. That way you can be able to draft Tyreek Hill, so to speak, right? Because I believe a lot of people who had Tyreek Hill and Amon-Ra St. Brown, I would even say Bijan Robinson, Lamar Jackson made it to deep in your playoff run. I'm not going to say a championship, but you made it deep in your playoffs. Zay Flowers, like again, it's hard for somebody to be an all total quadrant player like a CMC. CMC is the league fantasy football MVP. Outside of that, nobody else could have been consistent like that. So I'm telling you to get guys that's going to be hitting all throughout the seasons in different quadrants. That mostly in the 4th quadrant. That way you can win, because you don't want like some of these people right now. Like I know Charlene had a great team. Some of her players let her down, not because they sucked or it was a bad pick. It was just one bad week. I want guys that's going to be booming late in the playoffs, and those are usually rookies or CMC type, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill type, or Amari Cooper. Now, I'm not saying Amari Cooper didn't boom all season, but he ended up booming late. And you want guys that are going to be booming late if you can read on it. Sometimes it's not a read on it. Sometimes it's just a sporadic guy that might boom. You might not be like, damn, why did he go off? Like Amari Cooper. Who knew that was going to happen? Nobody knew that. Now, Amari Cooper got about 4 or 5 games. He's top in the NFL, in the history of the NFL, with boom games like that, 200 yards. So now that's our algorithm. So now you got to pay attention to that. So make sure you follow me all off season. TZ says, what up, TD? Made it to the chip in 6 leagues. Killed it, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Some good draft players staying healthy and decent trade or 2. One of the key things I see is having the best matchup in the playoffs when weeks begin. Yes, but you got to also think about Jahmyr Gibbs. What was a great matchup for him with Jahmyr Gibbs early in the season? Wasn't no great matchup. You'd be like, well, Jahmyr Gibbs, he don't got no great matchup. What about if you'd have thought that David Montgomery is going to be playing against the Las Vegas Raiders in week 17? Is that a great matchup now? That's not a great matchup. So what I say is to get players who you think is going to be trending, getting better as the season go on. That way they matchup proof. The thing is to draft matchup proof players in the 1st and 2nd round. That's what I think the key is to fantasy. You don't know what defense is going to boom. Who knew the Rams was going to be a good defense? So you can't just go look at matchups early in the season and say, well, I'm looking at week 15, 16, and 17. And I'm going to pick those players. That might not be a good matchup later in the season. So to me, I'm picking guys who Tyreek Hill. I don't care who out there. You get Deion Sanders, Rod Woodson, Darrell Green, Tyreek killing them. Amon-Ra St. Brown. You can put any slot corner on him you want to. Who's stopping him from getting 10 targets or 12 targets? Nobody's stopping him. Those are the players that I want. Who's stopping? And then running backs, I'm not drafting running backs in the 1st round. I'm willing to take a young phenom guy like Jahmyr Gibbs and hold on to him. I'm not going to drop him no matter what goes on early in the season. That way, when he gets to the playoffs, that team, especially a good run team, then he can start hitting. So that's why I like to draft, have a 0 RB strategy or a hero RB strategy and guys are going to be matchup proofs. I'm not looking for the matchups. I'm looking for super duper studs early. Stacy says, just checking in. I did win my Yahoo league. Just wasn't the big money league. Laugh out loud. I sent it to you. Congratulations to you, Stacy. And you can see she had a great team. She had Tyreek, and Tyreek got hurt. That's why she lost. And 2 of them had a bad week. It happens. It happens. So you can't worry about that. She had a great team. She had a championship team. Now, she didn't win the championship, but she had a great team. And you should be happy with that. Don't be so caught up in the wins and L's. TZ said, you're right. Rookies are the key to hold on, like you said. I mean, the luck of getting good matchups. Yeah, and I understand what you're saying. I wasn't going against you, TZ. I'm just kind of telling you something, like, to go with that. We don't, if you got, what makes a good matchup is you got a stud, right? Like, you can say, let's just think about it right now. Say, the Rams was a good defense. Are they a good defense against the Miami Dolphins? No, they ain't, because you got Tyreek Hill. So it just depends on with the matchup. But if you get a good matchup, it is what it is. But I don't want to be concentrated on the matchup, because I could be upset. But like, man, I'm about to get beat. I got a tough matchup. And then you set a stud and he's still boom. And he's still boom, but you set him. So I don't think it's, I don't really think matchups got nothing to do with it. I think that got to do with like your players, like your wide receiver 3 or your running back 2. Those matchups matter sometimes, but your RB1 and your QB and your wide receiver 1 and your tight end, matchups shouldn't matter. And I'm going to try to give you those guys where matchups don't matter with those guys. That's what I'm going to try to do. But you're right. It's the kind of the luck of the draw. Right. I agree with that. You end up getting CMC and you playing Washington Commanders in week 17. Championship. So I agree with you with that. Yes, sir. Javier, he says, I want to thank you. Thank you, Javier. I have made it to the ship because of you. Thank you. Golf. I like Jared Goff in the offseason. Kyron, I wasn't on Kyron. I didn't pick up Kyron too late on in the season, like week 2 or 3. I think I was on Kyron like week 2, week 3. B-John, I was on B-John. AJ Brown, I wasn't drafting a lot of AJ Brown because of he haven't been booming lately, because this is what I was worried about. But yeah, that's a great pickup, man. Michael Pittman, I wasn't on him. That's a great pickup, bro. Congratulations on picking up Michael Pittman. That's cutting edge. Laporta, I wasn't really high on Laporta outside of him being a good tight end just to put on your team, right? As a rookie tight end. I like Connor. KJ Osborne is a good player to pick up and play as a flex. I will be following you next year and all the years to come. Thank you, TD. Anytime, Javier. Give yourself a pat on the back, bro. You the one got to make the power is yours. You the one got to make the starts and sits. Charlene says there are many injuries this week in 16. Right. Make sure you monitor your players. Right. I agree with that 100%. Durf boy, yes, sir. He says made it to the championships in 22 or 24 leagues. That boy killing it. Hey, I like that. The Ninja Turtles. Yes, sir. Bro, your shirt coming too. Just want to let you know your shirt is coming. But yeah, bro. Woo, bro. I need it. Hey, guys, anybody that win a championship, well, actually, I need to see about that. Yes, all people that made it to the championships, send me a screenshot with your YouTube handle. Send me a screenshot of your matchup and your YouTube handle. And I'm going to be posting those forever. I'm going to save them somewhere, and I'm always going to post those screenshots to show, hey, these are the people that follow me that made it to the championship. And then I'm also going to get a plaque that people that win the championship, I'm going to post your name on a Fantasy Good Sports Phenoms. And I'm going to put, if you win the championship, I'm going to have your name posted, and I'm going to have that in the backfield, in the backdrop. And I'm going to show that sometimes. Like, guys, these are the guys that won championships that follow my content. So make sure you send me a screenshot of your YouTube handle, because that's the what I'm going to post when I do the plat. And also the matchup, even if you come in second place, I'm going to post those on my stories and my posts on YouTube and all my other social media sites. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Durf boy. Charlene says, maybe next year I'll go to the championship game. Thanks, TD, for all you have done for me this year. Now, Charlene, you've done a lot. You helped me with the Miami defense. That got me through a couple weeks. Did I stream them? I don't know if I streamed them, but I know I picked up some DST guys. I picked up Bradley Chubb because of you telling me about Miami. So thank you, Charlene. I'm telling you, you need to come up here on the show. like I said, you don't have to show your face. If you want to, you can. I want your intellect up here. You're welcome to come up here. Like I said, I'm always willing to let my subscribers come up. Usually, you have to be part of the members, but you've done a lot. You show the support on a lot of my lives. Dollar Bill says PPR likely or Goddard for the championship. I'm going with Goddard. He playing against the Arizona Cardinals. That's a green bean matchup. I like likely, but like I said, likely don't have to have a big game in order for the Baltimore Ravens to win. I think anybody can have a big game. Lamar don't need a number one alpha per se every week. Now, I'm talking about in real life, yeah, he won't that. But I'm just saying you can't depend on one wide receiver to go off every single week on that team. But Goddard seems to be picking up, and Arizona is weak against the tight ends. And people are trying to take away A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So I like A.J. Goddard Dallas Goddard this week. Things have changed. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Ali Barber says, speaking of P-stars, a working P-star is the safest woman to be with because they get tested just to go to work. I agree. I agree with 80% of that. For my reputation, no. I'm a reputation guy. I need a woman on my shoulders that respects and values herself. Not a perfect woman, but a woman that respects and values herself. I'm not saying P-stars don't respect and value themselves. It's just not my cup of tea. But I'm not saying I couldn't date one. I maybe could date one. Who knows, right? Ain't nothing set in stone. My dad always told me, don't never say what you won't do. And I learned a lot, especially going through my situation. It was a lot of things that I said I would never do in life, and I done it. All right, pause. Nothing crazy, but some of this regular life stuff. James Stark, and you crazy too, Ali Baba. You crazy, bro. James Stark says Bears. The Bears defense, yes, I like the Bears defense. They got a decent matchup this week. Let me see. Maybe that's what you was talking about. If not, just put the question back in there. I don't know. I like Atlanta. Bears defense is good, but I like Atlanta. TZ says, shout out to TD for your channel, which made this my second year running fantasy. Win or lose this year was a fun and competitive one. Made me watch more football than I ever have. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. Big Will says, forgive me if I missed the players I need to add, but do you think CEH is a league winner to pick up for the ship? Yes, I do. But I'm not telling you he's an top 12 RB. I think he's a great flex play to add. You should not be putting him in as an RB2 unless you had a guy go down. I think he's a flex play or whatever, however your league format is set up. So, yes, I do think he is a top 24 potential running back this week, especially with the matchup that Kansas City has against Cincinnati, who's giving up a lot against the run with no Jerick McKinnon. You see how fantasy football work? How CEH could be a potential league winner this week? That's why I'm a 0 RB guy. I want to keep working the waivers. I don't want to go and I got so many. I'm so top heavy that I let a guy off the waivers boom and beat me because I was trusting so much into stars that like a Stephon Diggs. You had to play a Stephon Diggs. I drafted Stephon Diggs in one league. I got people to convince me that, and I knew better. He fades off at the end of the season. Not that he's a bad player, but I don't want. I rather have a young guy off the waiver wire than to play Stephon Diggs. I said what I said. Stephon Diggs is a great player. He could potentially be a Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he could potentially be. But I don't want to play him in fantasy because I'd rather have a rookie guy playing than to have Stephon Diggs, where you see rookies. Look, Jameson Williams scored the same amount of points as Stephon Diggs. That's why I'm a 0 RB guy, and I'm not only certain wide receivers I'm willing to take. And that's got to be Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra, Tyreek Hill. If you ain't one of those, I'm not taking you in the first round. Charlene says, I went 12-2 this season. I had a great season. Yes, you did. I'm glad you look at it that way. And had fun playing. You are cutting edge content. Uh-oh, no more 40 points this season. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You had a great. I remember you told me your team was killer. But it'd be like that. Teams, and players let people down. But I don't worry about that. You just got to start your guys and go down with the ship. Okay, we did that one already. Aaron Holloway says Bears D should be good this week. I don't know, man. They playable, but I like the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons is going to push to try to win this game, bro. They're going to run the ball hard at the Bears. So I'm just not that high on them as everybody else. I like them, but I'm not super high. I don't think they're going to be a top 5 DST. I could be wrong. I just like Atlanta. I like Bijan Robinson getting 20 to 25 touches. I like Drake London getting a lot of targets. And those are super studs. And I think some things can happen. Cameron, he says, grab Waller and hoping to get likely off waivers. Had a hot go down. Right. That's a great move. You blocking too. Pause. Charlene says, I'll follow you next year, TD. Yeah, I know. Appreciate you. Appreciate you following me too, Charlene. Appreciate that. I still like Hyatt. I do too. It wasn't his year. It wasn't this year. Maybe next year. I agree with that. I was off on him too. I liked him since about maybe week 2, week 3, and it didn't ever work out. Daniel Jones or him. So it is what it is. Appreciate you, Big Will. He says, good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir. Busting Cheeks in the building. He said, who we aiming for in the replace for Hockenson? Everett, Pitts, Juwan Henry. I'm going to go with Pitts over Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry injury makes me nervous. If he practiced all week, then I might put Hunter Henry slightly over Pitts. But right now, brother, I'm going with Pitts. So I'm going to rank him this way. Let's just say that Henry doesn't practice all week. I'm going to go with Pitts, Everett, and Henry, and Juwan. If Henry practices all week, then I'm going to go with Henry, Pitts, and Everett. I don't think you can go wrong with Everett or Pitts. Henry is all about his injuries. Silent says, I respect TD Show. He uses the Occam Raisin principle better than anyone in fantasy content. Let's support this, guys. Hey, bro, let me know what the Occam. Let me research that. You didn't went deep on me. That's something that usually I kind of know these sayings, but I got to see what that means. Occam Raisin. The principle attributed to William of Occam, that in explaining a thing, no more assumptions should be made than are necessary. The principle is often invoked to defend reductionism or normal anomalism. I'm sorry, guys. In philosophy, Occam's razum, also spelled as Occam razum, is the problem-solving principle that recommends searching for explanations constructed with the smallest possible set of elements. Bro, that boy right there is cutting edge. Occam razum. That's what I'm gonna start saying. Occam razum. You right, bro. Go down with the ship. It ain't hard. Just play your studs. It is what it is. The problem-solving principle that recommends searching for explanations constructed with the smallest possible set of elements. It is also known as the principle of parsimony, or the law of parsimony. Okay, that's cutting edge content right there, bro. Appreciate that. Conscious Machine says championship week, and I'm in. Yes, sir, bro. You made some great starts in the playoffs, bro. You made some great you was worried a little bit at the end of the season, before like 2 weeks before the playoffs, and everything came through for you, bro. Congratulations to your conscience. That boy been following me for a long time. Support, flood the channel all the time. Flood the channel with the comments. He helps the algorithm out for sure. Thank you, bro, and congratulations again. Occam raise him. That's what I'm on. You got to have an Occam raise him type mindset. Yes, sir. TZ says he went deep on you. Pause, TD. Yes, right. Pause. He did go deep, man. That's some cutting edge content right there for you, bro. That's cutting edge right there. That boy, because I love philosophy and I love sayings, and I got an Occam Razum type mindset, and I always had, bro. And I remember that studying that like maybe middle school. But yeah, that's cutting edge content. Vito says pick 2 full PPR: Amari, Chase, Rice, Godwin, and London. You know we got to go with Amari after he did what he did. We got to go down with Amari. I know Amari got a tough matchup, but I don't care. I'm still playing Amari Cooper against the New York Jets. I'm not going to get off of him for that. So I'm going to say Amari, and I'm going to say Amari and Rice. I don't know. Listen, if Chase practices all week, I would say Jamar Chase. But if Chase doesn't practice all week, I don't know if he's going to play. But if he plays, man, it's got to be Amari and Chase. I would say that is to go down with your studs. But I like Rice matchup the best with the Cincinnati Bengals. So I like Amari and Rice. If Chase practices, I would say Amari and Chase. Harambe, what's up, bro? He said, we made it to the title game. Series by Cooper. Okay. Flowers and Kittle. I ended up rolling with Flowers over JSN, and my boy did pay off. Yes, sir. Great job, bro. It was tough they was the same player, but Zay had the big game. JSN still had the safe floor, but Flowers had the big game. And that's why I was telling you it was all about the injury. If you trusted Flowers, so that was a great move, bro. That's all I can tell you. That was a great pivot. Great pivot. Conscious Machine says, I was the 6th seed. I prepared for a season long. Yes, sir. Dominique, what's up, bro? He says, hey, bro, should I start Breach Hall or Raheem Mostert? I'm gonna go. It's tomato, but I'm going with Mostert. I think both of them guys you have to start. But if you cannot start both of these guys and you got to pick one, I will go with Raheem Mostert because I think the matchup is a little bit better for him, because I don't believe that the Baltimore Ravens can be in the box trying to stop Mostert when you got Tyreek Hill. So Mostert's going to be the guy that they're willing to give up scores to. That's how I'm going to look at that. Where Breach Hall, I'm coming in the box and I'm going to make Gary Wilson beat me. I'm not going to let Breach Hall beat me with 10 catches and 80 yards rushing. So I would rather take Mostert because I believe they're going to let Mostert eat because they're not going to let Tyreek Hill beat them. Okay, I'm going to skip for this one. He had such a great comment. So, guys, forgive me. You know, only way you can go is skip line is you got to be a member or you got to super chat. But I'm going to skip on this one because he had a great comment. I love this was the comment of the day. If I see a special comment, I will go and skip. So I'm not going to sit here and be disingenuous. But if I see a great comment, so I'm going to go ahead to Silence. Silence says, TD, Occam Razum gives you the simplest choice to keep in from the dreaded. Paralysis over analysis. I agree, bro. Okay, you explained it. They were even explaining it better than the reading Google because Google was talking about a lot of other stuff. I figured that's what it was, but that definitely makes sense with the paralysis of analysis because a lot of you be like, "But TD, who should I start?" I'm like, "Bro, it's easy. Go down with Lamar Jackson. I got Jordan Love. Well, you need to trade one. Well, I can't. Yes, you can. And I just keep it simple. That boy, hey, that's why I know I got good content because you understand what my philosophy, how I play fantasy football. Yes, sir, bro. I wish I had one of my boxes. I would play Don DeMarco. Conscious Machine says lost Herbert, Chase Hawkins, and still grinding. Yup. You can't never use a player injury to say that's why you got beat or that's why you didn't make the playoffs. That's why I like zero RB because it keeps a lot of depth on your team where when guys go down, you can put in another guy, right? That's why I like zero RB. So great job, Conscious. Great job. Strop City says made my first championship 30 punt, 40 punt, 50 punt, 60 point. He's 60 point in my league. He went 60 point. Cooper, thanks, bro. Anytime, bro. Anytime. Samuel says 4 PPR, pick 2. Breach Hall, Chandler, Josh Jacobs, Ezekiel Elliott. Thanks. I'm going with Todd Chandler and Breach Hall. Todd Chandler and Breach Hall. Conscious says, I played Levis and Mullins first 2 weeks of the playoff and won. Used it, time, use it, time. I play Flacco. Right. Okay. So you play Flacco too. Right. Or keep Mullins against, or do I use Flacco or keep Mullins against the Packers Sunday night? I think, let me see who Cleveland playing. The Jets. Woo, y'all got me on this early. I probably would go with Mullins, man. I would go with Mullins. I think that New York Jets secondary is like that. They're not gonna give up a lot of points. You're gonna have to run the ball against them. I like Jerome Ford against them more than I like Joe Flacco or Amari Cooper going off again. If Amari Cooper go off again, guys, he is him. That dude, that's gonna be nasty. That would be shocking me to go off for 120, 130 yards against the New York Jets secondary. So I would go with Mullins against the Packers defense. The Packers defense is top level. So that's what I would do. Harambe says, good. We riding with you from here on out, man. Your feedbacks and takes are fire. Can't wait till next year. Thank you, bro. Listen, guys, and I want to say this. I'm not right on everything. Sometimes going to my Occam Razor type mindset, I get in my own way and do that because I'm trying to give y'all analysis and trying to choose between players that I would never choose from. That's why I think a lot of you need to follow me from the beginning. That way you're not asking me, should you be starting Amari Cooper or Stephon Diggs? You should have, I keep my bench simple. I don't have a lot of bench players. I don't see a lot. Me and one of my homies, he's part of one of the biggest fantasy football channels in the world. His name is Matt Galloway. Me and him debate this all the time, and he always say he want a team full of studs. That way he can make the decision, and that's how you get. To me, that's how you get your ass whooped. Because you telling me how you gonna start Jamar Chase or Amari Cooper? Say Jamar Chase is healthy and Amari Cooper is healthy. Who you gonna start? You're gonna start Jamar Chase. To me, I'd rather go and say I got really good running backs, and then I got Amari Cooper as my wide receiver one, and nobody can overtake him because I don't got no bunch of guys on the bench. I might have a Dontavius Wicks or maybe a Christian Watson because he's been hurt. I don't want no bunch of studs trying to find out who to start. That's how you lose. So I believe that some of you need to clean up your bench. Even in the 18 leagues, throw that out the window. There's nothing you can do. You're always going to have to play that type of way in the 18 leagues where you're going to have to pick guys off the bench that can have big games. But to me, I like to have a weak bench, maybe 3 studs on the bench that I can put in, and I'm okay with them booming on the bench. I'm not going to have no 4 or 5 guys that I got to make a decision on. I would trade your ass quick. Now, I'm not going to trade you for top level, but I'm going to trade you to and bundle you together. It's just like it's like the Spectrum package. Bundle you together to get an alpha. Yep. Thank you, bro. Thank you. A.G. Grimzo says, ring week, I might need to start that Raiders D over the Broncos and Bears at this point. I agree with that. You got to go with they champion now. I mean, not just now. We know that Kansas City offense is not like that this year. But I would say that not the Bears, but the Raiders have proven over the last 6 weeks that they are alpha defense. I don't think they gave it up over 21 points in the last 5 or 6 weeks. So that defense is like that. So I'm going down with that ship. And you can't, the matchup is not great, but it doesn't matter now. Sometimes that's why you got to be ready for good. Reason why I was on the Baltimore Ravens, they didn't have a great matchup, but I still played their players and I still played their DST because they are like that. They got studs on there. The studs outplayed the matchup. That's what I believe. Your studs outplay matchups. That's why I'm not a matchup channel. All these guys, they got all this money for you to play, and they tell you all this stuff for matchups. And then they had to come back to you on Monday and say, hey, it didn't work out. Why? Because you didn't do the Occam Razor. You didn't go and narrow down your targets to keep it simple. I don't care who you playing. If I got Tyreek Hill, I'm playing against Deion Sanders. I'm not sitting on Tyreek Hill because he's playing against Deion Sanders. And Deion Sanders ain't gave up a catch in 10 games. Deion ain't gave up a catch in 10 games. He's playing against Tyreek Hill. So Tyreek, you better sit him. And then Tyreek got there go for 200. And you like, well, what happened? Because you sit your stud. Mr. G, he said start Noah Brown or Higgins with Stroud back. I'm gonna go with Higgins. I'm still gonna go with T. Higgins over Noah Brown. Big Will said, so what's okay, we did that one already. Kluber, what's up, bro? He said, TD, what's up, bro? I was dominant all season and I got beat down and eliminated. It's okay. Had Hockenson, Addison, and Green Bay defense started for me. Bro, and I want to tell you that now. I apologize. I played Green Bay defenses in certain leagues, and I still overcame it. But to me, that was the best matchup. But I'm going down totally with that shit, bro. That's on me. I didn't know what other defense to play. I mean, if you can't stop Carolina Panthers, so I think I might have been a couple other defenses that kind of you could have got off of waivers that maybe been good. Let me look and see. Like if you didn't have a Bills DST or the Seattle DST, I like Seattle DST too, but I thought that was a great DST, bro. So like I said, I apologize for that. That's on me. He said it was a massacre. Made the finals in my other league. Okay, that's congratulations on that, bro. But yeah, I'm sorry about the Green Bay DST, bro. I still, you asked me to do it again, I'm still gonna tell you to start that DST. They're playing against the Carolina Panthers. There's nothing else to really do. Dominic says, hey, brother, I made it to the championship in my fantasy. Who should I start, Breach Hall or Mostert? I'm going with Mostert. Vito says, my team went off with Breach and Amari leading the pack. I went with my gut going against your decision, but it paid off. Right. My team went off with Breach and Amari leading the pack. I went with my gut going against your decision, but it paid off. Right. What did you do, bro? Let me know what decision did you make, Vito. because this is important right here. Guys, if you ask me to start Breach over Jahmyr Gibbs, I can't tell you to play Breach. So on my teams, I'm not gonna have no decision like that. Breach is gonna always be a start for me. So I just want, and I'm not saying that like I didn't tell you to play and you went with your gut, and I didn't tell you to play the right guy. But what I'm telling you is, bro, I can't eat. It's guys that y'all ask me every like. If you'd have told me, say, TD, who should I play, Justin Jefferson or Amari Cooper? Who I'm gonna say? That's the point right there. If you say, TD, I got to make a decision. I got Justin Jefferson and I got Amari Cooper. I'm going to tell you to play Justin Jefferson. But who had a better fantasy output? Amari Cooper. Why should Amari Cooper be starting? Because he's a stud. He's a wide receiver one. That's why I don't. So I try to have a consolidated starting crew because I don't want to make those decisions. And sometimes I'm going against a starter. That goes to Occam-Raism. I can't do this start against a start stuff. I know all the guys that I should be starting, especially Breach Hall. I never wanted anybody to sit Breach Hall all season long. But I can't tell you to start Breach over Jahmyr Gibbs or over guys on a CMC, right? I can't. It just makes it where I'm set up for failure. And I'm not saying you didn't come at me like that. I'm just explaining this because that's a big thing in this. So in all my leagues, I'm starting Breach. I'm starting Devin Singletary. If you're a starting running back, you starting on my team. Other than that, I didn't trade it and I got a bunch of backup guys. That's how I play fantasy. Yeah, but hey, I'm glad you trusted your gut, bro. You understood what's going on. Sometimes you gotta understand why I'm telling you maybe to sit a guy. But put it in the comment section, bro. I want to know why did I say sit Breach or Amari Cooper. I want to know like what was the context with that. Okay, he says right here. He says I bench Godwin for Amari, right, and play Zeke over JT. Okay. Yeah, that was a great move. To me, JT was gonna be a start regardless. I was gonna start him, so that's a great move. Bench Godwin for Amari. Godwin had a great fantasy output. You can't chase that. So that's why I'm not gonna call myself wrong or right on that. I can't chase Amari Cooper points. If Godwin went out for like 3 points and got like 2 targets, that's terrible starts and sits. Like Green Bay, I accept a lot of responsibility for telling people to start Green Bay. But Godwin, he balled out. He had 15, 16 points. I can't go up against the number one guy who goes and breaks a record in the whole NFL for forever. Like he got a record. I can't chase that. But I get what you're saying, Vito. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to myself and other people who follow my channel who may say, well, you told me to play this guy. That JT move, that Zeke move over JT, that was a good move. Godwin and Amari, I still think Godwin was a good start, and I'm still starting him this week, and I would start him again. I would want to start Amari Cooper too on my team. To me, my teams be looking like Amari and Godwin. I don't be having where I have to make decisions on my bench between Amari and Godwin. I usually don't have to do that. So those usually are tough decisions for me because all those guys are really starters for me. Let me see. What's good, bro? Mr. Anderson. Okay, I gotta find where I'm at. Did I lose my spot? Okay, yeah, I see it right here. Okay. So we got TZ. Did I do that one already? So what I made it to the ship in 6 leagues playoffs weeks begin. Okay, we did that one. All right. 31B Jones. He said, what up, bro? In the Super Bowl in my fantasy league. We taking this thing. Yes, sir. Good job, bro. Good job. Kenny P, what up, bro? He said, shout out to everybody who made it to the ship. I said what I said. Ken folk, happy holidays. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Conscious Machine says, why do I have to click on all messages to see people comments? I have no clue, bro. I see no chatting, so I click all messages and then messages appear. YouTube is a pain in the butt. Yes, it is. Yeah, I had to learn how to maneuver through it, bro. It took me years. TZ said, I didn't realize how bad Green Bay D was. I didn't either. I didn't think it was that. Not against the Carolina Panthers. Like, they're the worst defense in the league to me. I see why they want to fire the defensive coordinator. Right. And just to put, he says, Vito said, yeah, I didn't mean anything. I know you didn't, bro. That's why I kept saying it. I know you didn't. You did not mean anything bad. So don't take me. I'm just addressing it because I have to. Guys, I'm sorry. Let me fix this real quick. There we go. Yeah, you said just how it goes. Sometimes I appreciate your advice regardless. Right. I understand, bro. I know. But a lot of times, I have to answer questions like Justin Jefferson or Amari Cooper. Right. And don't think of the players, but think of the way they value. I have to answer that. So I cannot tell y'all, and I'm not going to do that myself. I'm not going to say to go to Amari Cooper over Justin Jefferson. So that's why I'm telling y'all to consolidate your players. And I talk with Mr. Anderson about that all the time. When he drafted, he has a boatload of talent. And I'm like, bro, this is too difficult. It's too difficult. I don't play fantasy. Now listen, Mr. Anderson has won. He's beat me in dynasty leagues. I've won some leagues against him, but he knows how to play fantasy and he can play that way. I can't play fantasy that way. To me, it seems like I'm giving myself a headache. Like, why I gotta choose between Rashid Rice and Zay Flowers? I don't want to choose between that. Now, if that's the only position that I gotta choose from, then that's totally different. But if I got to do that for about 3 or 4 of my positions, I don't like playing fantasy that way. So that's the only thing that I'm saying, just to consolidate, not you per se, not what your situation was, but per se of me giving you advice. Like it's hard when you got a bunch of starters and one guy scored 3 points more than the other guy, or one guy goes off that ain't done nothing all year, and then the other guy gave you only 12 points, right? It's hard to do that. I think you got to consolidate. Let me see here. Okay, let me go up, guys. Find where I was at. Okay. Isaac says target Rice and Reed. Yes, I like Rice and Jaden Reed. I don't know. I'm still worried about his injury. I need him to practice all week before I can move on to him. Bustin' Cheek says, I got neither of those guys you mentioned, and I'm in the championship round. Ha. Right. Which guys? Which guys you talking about, Bustin' Cheeks? Which guys? Samuel says, thank you for your advice. Started Breach Hall. Yes, sir. And you see right here, I told him to start Breach Hall. It ain't because I knew what Breach Hall was going to do. I just knew that Breach Hall is a must start. Now, maybe he had a consolidation type question where it was a Breach Hall against a bunch of other like they wasn't studs, right? THB said, I need to come in on the live next Friday and give y'all the backstory of that Dynasty League. Yes, you do. Yes, sir. Yeah, guys. I'm gonna say this again, guys. I'm not coming at anybody. Don't never take that anyway. I'm just giving context. I'm just giving context. You didn't do anything wrong, Vito. Just context, bro. Just explaining myself. I'm sorry. And I got people, my family members tell me the same thing. They be like, hey man, I didn't mean, and that's just the way I am, man. I'm just animated like that. I'm old school. Congress said Jameer might be the team MVP right now. I said what I said. I agree with that 100%. 100%. Oh, okay. I see what you say. He said, I don't own Tyreek, Sungod, or Raheem or Breach. Okay. Okay. Wow. I see you. CHB said, I meant to say I need to show up on the next stream to give you more of the backstory of the draft. Right. Hey, bro, if you we do it on the next show. Next show we'll do it. If you want to come up, I'll put it in the chat. Is it time to sit Stephon Diggs? No. That's what. See what I see. Hey, Occam raise him. I'm not gonna tell you to sit on Stephon Diggs. You can't. That's why you don't draft. Man, when you draft a bad player, man, he'll stunt you and you'll end up being a number 12 seed. Because this is what happened. You will play him for like 5-6 weeks, and he only giving you like 8 points, 8 points, 8 points, 10 points. And then you'll be like, I'm dropping them, TD, and you drop them, and then somebody pick them up, and then he start booming, 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 and maybe a bad game, and booming again. And you're like, man, that's why I'm not. Listen, it just came to me, guys. When it comes to fantasy, I'm a hoarder. I got some hoarding tendencies in real life. My girl tell me that all the time. Listen, mail that I get, I'm scared to throw it away. I might need it for evidence for something. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a detective. I don't never know what I might need to prove something, or I don't want to miss out on any opportunities of money. So I'm saving everything in my mind. So when I pick up players, I'm not dropping them. You ain't gonna beat me with my players, bro. And I'm sitting around sick. I play not to be sick. Oxen raise them. I play not to be sick. I'm not. So if I pick a player, I'll put him on the bench. Now, if he goes and he just falls off and he real terrible, I will take that sacrifice or that risk and let somebody else pick him up. But like guys like Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, I'm never dropping those guys. I don't care what they do. I'll lose with them on my bench. I'm not gonna let nobody pick up my player that I picked up and then they beat me with them later on. So that's what I'm big in. So I think you need to start Stephon Diggs. Let's see. Dirt Bike says, I made it going against a stacked team. I have Puka, Stafford, Bijan, CD, Higgins, DK, Kamara, Likely, Eckler. He has Hurts, Diggs, CMC, Pittman, Cup, Walker, Kyron, and Javonte. Woo! That's going to be a big game. You need Stafford to go bonkers. If Stafford can go bonkers, you can win it. He with that Cup and CMC and Kyron, that's tough. You need Kamara and DK. I mean, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. That's a great championship matchup. Isaac says Diggs is dust. Right. I don't think Diggs is dust. I think it's the way the game flow is going. I think Diggs can go to a certain team and still be an elite wide receiver. Silence says, I respect TD show. He uses, okay, yeah, we did that one already. Okay, did I skip my spot? Oh, no, okay, CHB, I see that. Okay, yeah, you can come up. He said he uses oxen razor principle better than anyone in fantasy content. Let's support this guy, folks. Right. All right, let me post this chat. I'm going to let CHB come up. All right, there you go, CHB. Ali Baba says, going against CMC, Kamara, and Kyron in the ship. My strongest guys are Gibbs and St. Brown and CD. Bro, that's all you need. Gibbs right now, listen. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I'm using an onomatopoeia right now, just trying to be hyperbole, right? I think Gibbs is on CMC level right now in fantasy. I'm not somebody as a player, but in fantasy, I think he's on the CMC level. And you got St. Brown, a hyper target slot beast wide receiver. You got CD Lamb, who's the number one on a hot Dak Prescott team. Yeah, he got Kamara and Kyron, but I think you got everything. You can compete. You can beat them easily. Charlene says, sometimes I feel like I am the hare. Remember the tortoise and the hare story. Yep, I started strong, but weak at the end. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. It is. That's why I love zero RB, because it's a strong finishing move. Yes, sir. What's going on with you, bruh?
Sup, brother? Sup, brother? I
Hold
ain't
up,
gonna be
wait,
too long.
hold up real quick. Let me get some. Let me get some headphones. Okay, guys, let me get this. Let me get this linked up real quick. I appreciate everybody being patient. Okay, can you hear me now, bro? Can you hear me?
Hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, let me
Yeah,
answer a
clear.
few of these questions, and then we'll get to that story. Let me answer a few of these these
Oh,
questions.
all right, bet. Okay.
Okay. Charlene says, sometimes I feel like I'm the hair. Remember the tortoise. Okay. Yep, it is how you finish. That's why I'm a zero RB guy. I believe you can finish strong with that, because you keep working the waiver wire trying to find a running back that can take you to the championship. And sometimes you pick up wide receivers also. So that's why I'm a zero RB guy. Let's see. Zach says, do I send you screenshots of my championship to your email? Yes. fantasygoodsports@gmail.com. Yep. Let me see. And last one before we talk about the story. Elisa, thank you. Thank you for following. She says, TD, I made it to the ship and all three of my teams. Thanks to you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, bro. Go ahead. Break it down, man, how you robbed me, bro, of Tyreek Hill and I'm St. Brown.
All right. First of all, I didn't rob you. They just happened to fall at the right place at the right time, and we're gonna be clear about that. The old thing goes of rather you than me. So rather from me to
Right.
you. But look, I said okay. I got a number 2 pick. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go down the ship early on before I thought about it. I said, let me get Tyreek right now because I said they're gonna go quarterback. Let me get my guys right now because I'm gonna be sick if you or anybody else get them. And
Right.
the next thing you know, I said, okay, he took Lamar. All right, I gotta go to the wide receiver. I'm gonna take Amon. Then you took another quarterback. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. The next thing you know, just
Right. Okay, you froze up, guys.
hello? What happened?
All right, now you're there. You froze up. Go
All
back.
right, all right.
Yeah, you froze up for about 5
I was saying
seconds.
between them receivers, you have got about one guy, Puka, who was like the sleeper of the year for me. Cause I got him in that.
Right.
I got him with my last pick in that draft. But overall, that
Right.
was a crazy draft. I said, listen, I gotta dominate this, but I said I gotta still see your guys because if I'm gonna catch you, I gotta, So Yeah, you was on Christian Watson. I'll give you that. You was heavy on Tyreek Hill. You the first channel that said that, even when he signed to the Dolphins, that he was going to be dominant. And look what's happening now. Man, about to get
Right.
2,000 receivers. But well, I will say this, and I won't be too long with this. Bro, you like to Phil Jackson this whole fantasy thing, because the fact is, anytime you gave me some advice or anything, it was always on point and it was methodical. It was reason behind it. And I'll admit, when I'll say I pulled a few Kobe's a few times, I said, all right, I ain't listening to what the coach said. I'm gonna go in.
Right.
So in this draft, yeah, like we already know about the thing where I'm gonna straight up say I messed up on, because I didn't listen and it came back to bite me. But overall, like I said, I just want to say real quick, like, you've been the biggest instrumental of my success for my fantasy career. And I thank you for that. I mean, like I said, first dynasty, I'm in a championship. So, that's
Right.
almost like, so now it's just time for me to close it. But overall, yeah, that's where we at.
Right. And I'm, like I said, I'm not gonna take no victory. What I will say, I do have a gift for seeing talent before a lot of people. But outside, when it comes to fantasy, bro, you're a great fantasy player. You're also we about the same in fantasy. I'll say that, right? And I'm giving, because we very competitive. But
Correct.
what I will say, when it comes to like Tyreek and Tua, I saw that coming a mile away. So that's why I do take somewhat of a victory lap on that. But I mean, when you drafted Tyreek and Hill in the first round, and then you took Amon-Ra, and I knew what CD could be, I wasn't really worried about CD. I'm still not worried about CD. And then you got Jordan Love. I already knew it then. I think I told you that. I said, man, Jordan Love gonna ball out. I knew Jordan Love was gonna ball out. That's another guy that I was on. Now, you are a Packers fan. I'm not a Packers fan. But I talked about Jordan Love all year. And I said, guys, he's gonna be that's a quarterback that I'm willing to wait late and pick up, and he can win your fantasy league. That's why I like the way now I'm not telling you that you should wait late on your quarterbacks. I don't necessarily think you should wait late on your tight ends. But I'm definitely taking my wide receivers early, because that's the way the game is played. It's not standard anymore. It's not like who got the best running backs are going to win the fantasy league. No, it's who got the best wide receivers, because those wide receivers are booming. Look at CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. If you ain't got one of those 5 wide receivers, you're going to be struggling, because those guys can go for 30 points, 40 points. And 30 points, 40 points to get your 15 points beat.
Yep. Another one that wasn't really was unsung this year was Deebo Samuel, because a lot of people, I think we had a little, like, I don't know about that Deebo pick. I said, bro, he runs and catches the ball, and sometimes they give him kick returns, and he'll do it all.
I was on IU. I was on IU, right?
He was.
I like IU.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And Deebo is Deebo, but I thought this team, in order to what happened last night, is kind of why I was off. Deebo, you see how Deebo? Did you see that play when old boy hit him and he bounced off of that? Deebo is he a monster, bro. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Deebo probably the best player on that team, even over CMC. I will say that. But for fantasy purposes, he don't catch enough passes downfield in order for me. I would like to have Ayuk. And you see when they got down and Sam Darnold came in, Ayuk was getting more of those targets. That's the only reason why I said that.
That's crazy to me. I felt like as soon as Sam Darnold got in the game, I said, you know what? Ayuk's about to get all them passes now. And all of a sudden, Ayuk. I'm like, okay. and depending on how does we go, I don't know. He might take that job from Purdy. Hot take, cut his contract. I think Sam Darnold.
He ain't gonna take that job from Purdy.
Okay, look, I'm saying it here. Y'all can quote me on it. I feel like Sam Darnold was the one that's going to get him to the promised land, not Purdy.
That's right, you did. So you said that all year. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about Purdy, and I wanted to wait to do the video in the off season. Everybody that's out here saying Purdy suck, y'all are dead wrong. Guys, this is football. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm giving y'all, this is some cutting edge content. This is fantasy good sports stuff. That's why. Remember, what did y'all say about Tua? He sucked. Listen, there are different types of quarterbacks. There you got your Lamar Jacksons and your Josh Allens. Those are only like 3 or 4 guys. Everybody else is all the same. And so you got to be with a good offensive coordinator that's going to embrace your talents. Purdy can get that ball out quick. He played against the Baltimore Ravens. Them boys are huge and big, and you got Roquan and you got Patrick Green flying around. You got Kyle Hamilton. That's a bad matchup for San Francisco. They want that yak. San Francisco beat guys with the yak. They don't necessarily beat you by going down the field. They beat you with the yak. Baltimore is built for the yak. They are a great tackling team, and they also put in a lot of pressure. So that's why Purdy struggled. Purdy is a great quarterback. Purdy's going to be a good quarterback for years in the NFL. But when it comes to a Baltimore Ravens team, it's going to be a tough matchup for him. That's why. So I don't think Purdy sucked. It was anything like that. I just think that everybody got a nemesis. I seen Lamar go out and throw for 3 or 4 picks in a game.
Agreed.
You know, so it happens.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, any given Sunday, as they always say. But yeah, like I said, I ain't gonna be able to go too much long because I know you got a show to finish. But just want to drop in real quick and just say, like,
Right.
appreciate with all the advice and knowledge. Because like I said, I'm showing my face. I'm living proof. I've been following this man for at least 2 years, maybe 3 years now, actually, and my numbers have gone dramatically. So like I said, I'm in 3 championships this year in like 5 leagues that I was really taking serious. So that tells me everything right there. Could have been 4 for 5, but I got cute in one league. You know about that league. You know about that league. I got cute now, but that's all me.
Right.
And there you go. But either that, like I said, I'm about to hop off this. But once again, I just want to thank you again. Everybody, follow this man. He know what he's talking about. Seriously.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate
All
you.
right, all right, man.
Yep. Peace. Yep. Okay, so guys, let's go on. So James Stark, I'm sorry. Thank y'all for being patient. But this is fantasy good sport. This is cutting edge content. No, I'm gonna bring in stuff and do that type every now and then, just to give y'all a show, to give y'all some context. Guys, if you want to join my leagues next year, because he's in one, all you gotta do is sign up as a Phenom Crew member, or you got just cash app me or PayPal me $10, and you can get into my best ball leagues. If you become a champion, you get in a free league every year. So how many championships you got, you can use them as keys to get in leagues and win. Against me, you get to play against me and other content creators that are on big time channels. James Stock says, yo, what up, brother? He says, the Bears was my reply when you were seeing and asking who Kyle Pitts were playing. Okay, thank you, bro. Thank you, James. Appreciate that. James says, I barely made the playoffs as the 6th seed. I'm in the championship this weekend against the number 1 seed. Best of luck to everyone. That's how you do it. It's better to be the 6th seed than to be the 1 seed in fantasy. The reason why, because you got the trending players, usually. Team Slayins. He says, Mayfield or Stafford this week. I'm going with Stafford. Charlene says, it's not what you say, it's actions speak louder than the words. You can't get wet from the word water. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Zach says, would you start CH over A-Chain, Javonte, or Singletary? No, I wouldn't start him over A-Chain. That's just me. I know A-Chain haven't done nothing in a while, man. I still think he's giving you a decent floor. He got too much upside. I can't start CH over A-Chain. Now, if Pacheco is out, yeah, I'm doing that. But if Pacheco ain't out, I'm not starting him over A-Chain. And over Javonte, I'm not starting him over Javonte either. I would start Javonte. Javonte got a nice matchup. Yeah, Javonte got a nice matchup. Singletary got a little bit of a tough matchup, but I think he'll be okay. I would start, maybe you could do CH over Singletary, maybe, but that's getting a little cute. Team Slaying says, I'm done with A-Chain. I understand that. And when you're done with a player, I don't convince anybody to do that. I understand it. There's certain players that I get done with, and I don't care what happens. But this is what I'm going to tell you, Team Slayings. If A-Chain go off, you got to be willing to do that. You got to be willing to deal with that. You can't say, man, why did A-Chain go off? You shouldn't even care. You done with him. And I'm not doing that to chastise him. I'm saying that's the mentality. I can raise them. You can't be it's like a breaking up with a girlfriend and you worry about who she dating the next week. You shouldn't have broke up with her. So I understand that. I'm not going to convince you on A-Chain. I understand. Zach says, Mostert is my main running back in Miami. I think so. Not because he might be the best, but it's just because the way they use him, and I like the way this offense flow. Harambe, he says, bro, we following you from here on out. Okay. Yep, I read that. Let me make sure I haven't skipped over anybody's stuff. Okay. Team Slings. Team Slaying says they not utilizing A-Chain like they were before the injury. I agree with that. But I'm still scared to get off of that and miss this boom because they stay using them. But I still think he, especially in tough matchups, I just can't get off of that, man. He can still have. Remember in Washington, they wasn't using him a lot, but he still had a good game. I don't want to miss that boom game, so I could be biased. I just don't want to miss that boom game. Bustin' Cheek says Murray, Carr, Stroud this week. Singletary or A-Chain? I'm going to go with A-Chain over Singletary. And like I said, I could be biased. I cannot miss that boom game in a championship game. I'm willing to go. Like, you got to be willing to take a chance on one of your starters in order to get the boom. And then the rest of your guys be your studs, right? That's how I kind of look at it sometimes. Between Murray, Carr, and Stroud, I'm probably going. It's definitely not Carr. I'm not going down with no Carr, even against Tampa Bay. I like Stroud. I say I'm willing to go with Stroud slightly over Murray. I'm willing to go down with Stroud slightly, but he got to practice all week. If he ain't practicing if he ain't practicing today, I'm probably ain't playing. I'm not waiting to play him where he practiced Thursday on a limited basis. I'm not playing that Stroud. If he practice all week, I'm willing to play him. If he don't practice, then I will go with probably. I'm probably going with Murray slightly over Carr. Team saying says Stafford or Mayfield. I'm going with Stafford. Ali says Falcons, Texans, Jags, the coach D. I'm probably going with. I can't play the Jags D. I can't play the Colts D. I really don't want to play the Colts D. The Falcons D. No. The Texans. I think I'm going with the Texans D. I hate to say that, man, but out of those guys, I don't like neither one of those defenses. You could go with the Colts. You could say they playing against the Raiders, but I think they can run the ball down their coach's throat. Pause. The Jags. You could say that, but I got burnt trying to chase the Carolina Panthers last week, so I don't want to be biased, and I want to have a clear mind. I just don't see the Jags got anything on their defense to really stop the Carolina Panthers from scoring 14 to 21 points. So I think they at least can put up 21 points against the Jags. Falcons, the Bears, Justin Fields is hot. He's balling. He's trying to keep his job. The only team that I see that has a decent matchup would be the Texans against, we don't know if Real Levis or Ryan Tannehill is going to be the starter. All they got to do is stop Derrick Henry. The Texans are good against the run. Charlene says, what about Murphy's Law? I forgot about Murphy. What is Murphy's Law? I got to look that up. What is Murphy's Law? That's negative. That's negative. I don't know. I'm not focused on the wrong. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. No. Ali says star at PPR, Connor, JT Pollard, or Hubbard. I'm going with JT. I'm going with JT, and I'm going with Hubbard. JT and Hubbard. Now, listen. This is that question that we talked about earlier. Connor, JT, Pollard, and Hubbard are all starts. I'm going to go ahead and say that now. They all are starters to me. But if you asking me to choose who's going to boom more, that's what the question really is. Who's going to have more points out of all these guys that should all be starting? Me, I'm gonna have to go to a little bit of a matchups. That's the only thing I can figure out between those guys. I like JT because I know he's gonna get all the goal line opportunities, and I know Hubbard's gonna get all the goal line opportunities. I like Connor. I would put Connor over Hubbard, but Connor's playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, who has one of the best run defenses in the league. They susceptible to the pass, but they're not great against the they susceptible for the pass, but they're great against the run. So that's why I'm telling you to sit Connor. So I would say JT and Hubbard off matchups, but all those guys are starters. Silent says, TD, Occam Razor gives you the simplest choice to keep it from the dreaded paralysis of analysis. Yes, sir. Javier says, would you start KJ Osborne or Jerry Jeudy? Jerry Jeudy. I would start Jerry Jeudy. But if Cortland Sutton plays, then I will go with KJ Osborne. A-Game Grizzle says, ring week. I think we did that one already with Raiders defense. CAB says, I'm going to say it again. Joe Barry and Matt Canada of the defensive coordinators. He has to go. Packers defense is too talented to be this bad. Javier says, TD, I got a question on my flex. Osborne, Jeudy, or Douglas? I would say Jeudy if Cortland Sutton is out, but if Cortland Sutton is not out, I'm going to go on with Douglas over Osborne in full PPR. Vito says, I bench Godwin for Amari and play Zeke over JT. Okay, I bench Godwin for Amari. Right. Like I said, bro, that was a great play. Had nothing to say about that. That's great. Sometimes you got to use your insights like that, no matter what I say. And you just using me as a pivot, right? Just to bounce an idea off of. I respect that. And Free Smoke said, I could almost Cook almost cost me a championship, but Flacco killed it for me. Yeah, you got to keep playing Cook too. Got to keep playing Cook. TZ says, I didn't realize how bad the Green Bay defense was. I see why they want to fire a defensive coordinator. I understand that too. Vito says, yeah, I didn't mean anything. Okay, yeah, we did that already. Yeah, I know that, bro. You great. You fine, man. You killing it. Elisa says, Stafford or Fields. I also have DJ Moore. I'm going to go slightly with Stafford. He's the safest one, and he can boom, but Justin Fields can boom 20 more points more than Stafford. Justin Fields could be the highest scoring quarterback this week. Not because of the matchup, just because he's got that much talent. So Fields got more boom, but Stafford can boom and give you like 30 points, but he also can, and he got a safe floor where you know he's going to pass the ball and be good and be accurate. Fields, he could have a bad game. Not saying he will, but he could. Stafford, I doubt. The percentages are low of him having a bad game. So I'm going to say Stafford. Robert, he says, TD, thanks, TD. Just won my championship. Thanks, you and Breach Hall. Thank you, bro. Yes, sir. Harami says, we rolling out Keenan Allen if he plays. Yes, if he plays. If he practices, but he got to practice all week. He can't wait. If he wait till Saturday or something, I'm not playing that. I have the feeling they will give him targets to pad his record. Right. Other wide receivers would be Flowers if no Keenan. I'm going down with Flowers. Charlene says, I don't like yo-yo players. They are inconsistent week to week. I love consistent players. Right. But sometimes yo-yo players, you got to be able to have a spot for yo-yo players. Like you got to have one flex spot where you're willing to put in a yo-yo player. Outside of that, no, you don't want yo-yo players. Right. You killed it. He says, I don't own Tyreek, Sungod, or Raheem or Breach. Yeah, you killed it, bro. You got to, without none of those studs. Ali says, I made it to the ship with the entire Lion squad. Golf, Gibbs, St. Brown, and Laporta. Yep. You squeeze. Let's call it a squeeze. CHB says, won't be long, everyone. And Charlene says, I drafted Hubbard, Thielen, and Tank Dell. I seen what I seen. Yes, those guys. Tank Dell going to be a baller. Thielen, he got a little bit older, and he just they wasn't targeting him the same. And Hubbard is the best running back on this team, like I said, through the offseason. So you're right. Those were some good pickups. They just got hurt. Well, Tank Dell did. That was the main one. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all guys be safe. See y'all later. I'm going to try to do a live later today. Maybe I start talking about some stars and sits, or maybe I break down some DSTs. I don't know yet, but we will see. Y'all guys be safe. Peace.
Pulling up, okay, turn me up. Now they say they want that country shit, okay, now turn me up. Now they see I be that energy, I make them turn me up. Yeah, I know they tryna finish me, but it just turn me up. Okay, turn me up, yeah. I'm like Block Boy, look alive, look alive. I'm married to that money and I keep her by my side. They thought I wouldn't be shit, so they face look so surprised. You ain't a real nigga, you just pussy in the skies. Whoa, yeah, look at a nigga now. When I put up to the jeweler, I'ma tell that nigga gon' bust it down.